Also, list of berserk characters. Guts was born from the hanged corpse of his mother and raised as a mercenary by his abusive adoptive father, Gambino, following the death of his adoptive mother, Shisu. After being forced to kill Gambino in self-defense, Guts fled his mercenary group and became a wandering mercenary. His reckless, yet powerful fighting style attracts the attention of Griffith, the leader of a mercenary group called the Band of the Hawk, which he makes Guts join after defeating him. The Kingdom of Midland hires the band to aid them in their war against the Tudor Empire, and Guts learns of Griffith's desire to rule his own kingdom and of the pendant he possesses, called the Behelit. After the demonic warrior Nosferatu Zod spares them, he warns Guts that he will die for being Griffith's friend. As Griffith befriends Midland's nobility and the king's daughter, Charlotte, Guts begins to develop feelings for Casca, another Hawk's commander and the only female member. After overhearing Griffith confess to Charlotte that he only considers someone with their own dream as a friend, Guts decides to leave the group to find his own dream, a decision that Griffith refuses, unless Guts defeats him in a duel. When Guts wins, Griffith descends into a downward spiral that culminates in his arrest after he seduces Charlotte. He loses the Behelit while being subjected to torture, and the Midland army declares the Hawks to be outlaws. Soon after, a mysterious being known as the Skull Knight warns Guts that his actions have triggered an eclipse, and after learning of the Hawks' predicament, he rejoins them to rescue Griffith. At this time, he and Casca consummate their feelings for each other. After rescuing Griffith, the Hawks learn that his torture has left him incapable of leading them. When Griffith regains his Behelit, it uses his blood to initiate the eclipse, a convergence of the physical and astral realms. During the eclipse, the Hawks encounter a quarter of Archmans, known as the God Hand, who reveal that Griffith has been chosen as their fifth member, and can only do so if he sacrifices his comrades, which he accepts, after being branded with sigils that mark them for sacrifice. The Hawks are slaughtered by the God Hand's apostles, former humans turned demons, who, like Zod, gain power by sacrificing their loved ones, and only Guts and Casca survive. Griffith, who has become the fifth God Hand, femto rapes Casca, and Guts loses his left forearm and right eye while trying to save her. Although the Skull Knight rescues them, the ordeal traumatizes Casca. After learning from the Skull Knight that the brands of sacrifice make them targets for beings of darkness, Guts leaves Casca in the care of the blacksmith Godo, his adoptive daughter Erica, and Rickard, the youngest member of the Band of the Hawk, who survived because he was not present at the eclipse. After Godo gives Guts a new sword, Dragon's Lair, and Rickard gives him a prosthetic left arm, Guts begins hunting the apostles in search of the God Hand, while being pursued by a demonic phantom, the demon child, which is in fact his and Casca's unborn child that became deformed after Femto raped her. 2 years later, having killed many apostles and becoming known as the Black Swordsman, Guts is joined by the Elf Puck and is captured by Farneza, the captain of the Holy See Church's Holy Iron Chain Knights, who believes that Guts is a harbinger of the apocalypse. Guts escapes after saving Farneza and returns home to Godo, where he learns that Casca has wandered off. His search for her takes him to the ruined city of St. Albion, which the God Hand had prepared as the site for a ceremony to give one of their own a physical form, and which has become a refuge for refugees fleeing the invading Kushan empires. Armies, Guts saves Casca from the Holy See Bishop Mosgus as the souls of the dead attack the city, creating a massive brand of sacrifice, and is joined by Farneza, her bodyguard, Serpico, and the young thief, Isidro. Meanwhile, an apostle living under St. Albion consumes the demon child and uses its body to restore Griffith to physical form. After Guts fights Griffith and Zod at Godo's home, Griffith realizes that some traces of the demon infant remain within him. Hoping to find a land safe from the demons and potentially heal Casca, Guts decides to travel with Casca to Puck's homeland of Elfhelm on the island of Skellig, allowing Isidro, Farnese, and Serpico to follow him out of fear that he will lose control of himself to his dark impulses, which are embodied as the beast of darkness within his mind, with Farneza becoming Casca's primary caretaker. Meanwhile, Griffith forms a second Band of the Hawk with Zod and other apostles to save Midland from the Kushan Empire which is led by Emperor Ganishka, a rogue apostle. Guts' party encounters the witch, Flora, her apprentice, Shirk, and the elf, Evalera, while saving a village from trolls, and Flora gives